Hi, my name's Victoria Altomare. I played for the Aurora Storm when I was a wee little girl. I played for the Canada's national beach volleyball team for 6 years, and now I am a professional student. I started as a lanky 12-year-old girl that a teacher said, "Hey, you look like you might be interested in playing volleyball." And at the time, there was no development league, so I just got thrown into the rep system. I sat the bench for probably 2 years, and I just realized I loved it, and it motivated me to work hard and actually be competitive in the sport. I think with Elite Beach, it was one of the first beach clubs that existed, and it was one of the first clubs that offered 2 times a week training, really strong coaches, and this idea that you're going to go to practice and you're going to be surrounded by other athletes that are like-minded and have the same goals. And from what I can remember, there was nothing like that going on at the time. So 2 days a week we were at Beach Blast, and so Sam Schachter, we had Melissa, myself. There were so many beach volleyball players that are still playing to this day. So it's really interesting, like you said, to see the progression of those athletes. We do physical training, which was kind of not really a thing back then for beach volleyball players. Well, for the youth at least. And and Hernan led the group. Yeah, it was probably one of the hardest decisions I've had to make, and still to this day, I'm like, wow, that was hard. I made a really great group of friends at Laurier. I loved the team. I loved university up there, but I think it was just one of those moments in an athlete's life that you kind of say, well, how do you want to get better? And so for me at the time, getting better meant training full year. And you go to a lot of the world championships and you see the other countries and you wonder, what are they doing? And the answer was, well, they're training. A lot of these athletes are training full year round. So for myself and athletes like Kaylee Whitaker and Sam Schachter, I think we kind of realized that's what needed to happen if we wanted to be successful. And it was the first year of the program, so of course details weren't really ironed out, but we just took the plunge, and we, that became our group of friends. That became our social life training. I think the first time playing international was a big wake-up call, because you'd like to think you're successful within Canada and within Ontario, and that's great, but then you go and you see these athletes, like I said, that are training year-round, and I remember just thinking, oh, we've got this. And then we didn't even make it out of pool play. So my first world championship was an eye-opener to what you need to do to get to that next level. And that it was also the point where I said, wow, this is great. I'm around kids my age that all want to be professional volleyball players. And it was the social aspect and the competitive atmosphere, and it was fantastic. Yeah. For me, it was, okay, I want to be on tour consistently. And then I got to a point where I said, well, this is the perfect year to look at my other game plan, which is to finish school and to, hopefully later on one day become a teacher. So I kind of used this window to pursue my academics, I guess. And it's been very interesting, to say the least, making that transition. But I thought, I don't know, I think it's just a perfect timing, and knowing what I wanted to do, and knowing that this year I wouldn't be in the running for the Olympics. So just knowing that game plan. I miss competing, and you really miss that fight and even training. And I just, now that I'm a student or in the working world, I realize sport has given me so many valuable lessons and valuable attributes that to totally walk away from it would just be, it's such a valuable experience. And I'm still so young that why not do it for as long as you can? I just wanted to, probably in this interview, whether 10 or 50 people watch it, I just really wanted to stress, because I'm seeing a lot of kids now like burning out from a sport, or like they get to a point where they're not sure whether they should step away or whether they should continue the sport. And I think by stepping away, I think I've realized that you're not defined as an athlete. And I think a lot of kids or younger adults think that they are their sport. So I'm Josh, the volleyball player. I'm Victoria, the volleyball player. You're not the volleyball player. That's something you do. And I think that helps your game. When you stop identifying yourself as a volleyball player and as a person that just does volleyball but has other strengths as well, I think that opens you up and lets you play so much more freer, because it's not do or die on the court. You'll be able to step off, and you'll be able to be a good friend and a good, brother and sister and a good student or a good worker or whatever you've got else going on in your life. I think just understanding that sports do not define who you are.